Okay, it is the 2nd of June. 2nd of June 2009. And last night I went to the Morbid Angel concert here at the venue. What's it called? The Billboard, the venue in the city. And, wow, you know, I do not like death metal. I do not like heavy metal. I'm like an 80s rock dude. I like 80s rock. I like that kind of singing. I hate all the stuff, except for Morbid Angel, which for some reason I just get. I get them. I don't understand, but I understand what they're doing. I feel them. I feel what they're doing. They've got these squirmy little rhythms. They're groovy, man. They're groovy. They have these little, they're like a slithering snake that is just fucking irresistible. And I'll tell you, they're tight, man. They're tight on stage. It just sounded like the record. And I know, you know, you think maybe it doesn't matter, they're just doing a different interpretation of the record, but for some reason it just made the whole thing seem real, like, you know, and the guy's voice. And I haven't really followed the band, you know, because I think Alpha's Madness, and I've heard a few of the singles since then, so I haven't really, you know, I'm not like a huge fan. But apparently they got, yeah, I saw a clip and there was a different singer. I don't know, I saw the clip of Immortal Rights, where the guy was blonde and he had long blonde hair, and apparently he's the singer that's back in it now, but his hair's black, so he looks different. And I think the middle guy had a bigger beard or something. Anyway, but the point is, they were amazing. I'm not going to go into what songs they did, because you can all guess they did all the hits from all their albums. I did actually study up in the last couple of days just so I can catch up with all their sort of stuff I didn't know that much. Masterful, that's how I describe them. They're tight. The guitarist is, he, you know, obviously he's not an Eddie Van Halen, doesn't do all this fast stuff, but he's got his own thing that he does. And, you know, you could say, well, he's not as good as this guy, that guy, but it doesn't really matter, because it suits the song, it suits the style. And that's the thing they've got. They've got their own style. Now, again, I don't follow the scene, so I don't really know. Maybe there are other bands. I hear, you know, a whole bunch of names of bands that... so maybe it's just because they were my first death metal band that I ever liked. And I'll tell you how I got into them. How I got into them was because I was watching Rage one night, and I was in my band at the time, which I won't mention anyway. And I saw this clip of this band, Morbid Angel, with the song Immortal Rights, and I thought, what is this shit? What is this absolute rubbish? It's like a joke. It was just a noise. I thought, this is just ridiculous. And, you know, I'm going to tell the guys in the band about this ridiculous band I saw on TV, and they're not going to believe me how crap they were. So I'm going to tape this just so I can play it to them, just so I can show them. And I did, and I had it on tape, you see. So I kept playing it over and over, and then for some reason I kept trying to play it. And I sort of didn't mind this bit and that bit. And before I knew it, I sort of thought this was not a bad song, but I wanted to know what he said. So I went to a record store and listened to the lyrics, to watch the lyrics on the CD thing. I didn't buy the CD, because I was a tight ass. But anyway, and the lyrics were fantastic. And I thought, wow, man, it's actually pretty clever. These guys have gone beyond shocking people with their devil stuff. They're actually just going about their day-to-day business of worshipping the devil, which is quite interesting and quite refreshing and quite, I don't know, it gave it a sort of importance to the whole music. One of the reasons I went last night is because I felt guilty, because I've never actually bought a Morbid Angel album, okay? Confession. I copied one off a mate. So I thought, you know what, I'm going to give him my $70 just as a sign of respect. They're like, well, you bastard, for the last 20 years you didn't give us anything, now you're going to give us some money? Well, yeah, I know. But anyway, but back to the review. What can I tell you? They're absolutely fantastic. The singer was very expressive. His voice was perfect. And I watched him. Is he straining? He wasn't straining. He just looked like that's just what he does, and that's his voice. And he's quite happy to keep going for another 5 or 10 songs, which I found quite intimidating, because I can't do that gravelly stuff. And he seemed to do it effortlessly. He didn't. If he was straining, if he was struggling to hit those notes, he didn't look at the drummer. Amazing, Pete Sandoval, I think his name is. Yeah, he's just. I don't know how he does it. It actually does sound fake a little bit. I assume it's not. I'm pretty sure it's not, because you can see he's got his D drum trigger, so it sounds like a tick, 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 tick. But that's just the sound of the band. It's live, I'm telling you, it's phenomenal. 2 songs in, this idiot because I made a mistake. I wore glasses at the gig, and I hadn't been to a metal gig for a while, so I went to the front. I thought, I don't give a shit, I'll go in the mosh pit. But someone flew up and they hit me in the fucking eye. And my glasses, I've got to go get them adjusted today. Luckily they didn't break. I don't know if they can be adjusted. I've got this little cut on my eye, which sort of distracted me from song 2 till about song 4. I wasn't quite focused because I kept trying to fix my glasses and they weren't sitting right on my face. I thought, oh, fuck, man, it's going to be expensive content if I fucked up my glasses. But anyway, so I got back into it later on, and I experienced states of bliss, I can say that, during the show, because bits of jumping around and, like, you know, obviously getting into it, like songs like Chapel of Quartz and Immortal Rights. But there's other songs I didn't really know that well, and I just sort of, this is one of the things I like in a concert, which I think is sort of a really, truly great band, is I can play you a song you've never heard before, and you just fucking get into it. And I love this slow stuff. The slow, groovy Morbid Angel stuff. Now, this is the thing. A lot of metal bands I know that aren't into metal, especially not into death metal, are going to be thinking, give me a break. It all just sounds like a bunch of noise. And I understand, because remember, that's the first introduction to this band that I had, was that they were just a bunch of rubbish noise.